Scene 19. Take
Action. Zachary, I want you to think back to the first day that you were locked up.
My first day, it was kind of scary considering the fact that I was 13. And like, I just didn't know how much time or whatever I was going to get. It was like everything was just going through my head and I wanted to give up on life. But now I told myself now because it could better me. Because everything happened for a reason or whatever. So, yeah. My family was more like really didn't care for real. And my mom still come see me every once in a while, but other than that, they didn't care.
Take me in your arms, do just what you want. You're the one I trust.
My name is Tiffany Smith, and I'm a mother of 4. And what it was like to find out that my son was being incarcerated, I never forget it. I was at a real estate closing because I'm a real estate broker, and I got a phone call from a U.S. Marshal stating that he had an arrest warrant for my son. And in that moment, everything, like my heart dropped, like I couldn't think straight, like just totally, like time just stopped for a minute. And then, you know, I called my husband, and from that day forward, like my whole life just totally changed.
How did you see the family change as a result of your son being locked up?
Well, you know, normally when you have and I don't know if this is normal, but, you know, with the other siblings, you tell stories, and, you know, with me and my husband, you blame each other. So he was blaming me, I was blaming him, and it was just like this dark energy that was around the house, and knowing that somebody's missing, somebody's not here. Definitely, you know, all of those thoughts run through your mind when you're a son, or when you have a kid that is arrested, you know, all the things that you did wrong. Like, you know, I remember nights I would sit in the bed and I would cry, and I would think about going all the way back to to when he was little. Like, what did I do wrong? Like, you just start replaying everything as a mother, every step, everything that you did, and you start looking within your history to see, where did you go wrong? What did you do wrong? You know, you start blaming yourself, just trying to find out, like, what happened.
Maybe it was written in the stars, written in the stars.
When I first found out that my son was going to be incarcerated, it was like a dream, bad dream. I couldn't wake up. It was just like horrifying. Couldn't believe it. Okay, to encourage my sons or anybody that has kids behind prison walls, just keeping them motivated, go to the visitation, collect phone calls, send letters, send pictures, just on birthdays, send cards, just, you know, let them know that everything's going to be okay. And, you know, travel up and down the road, even, it doesn't matter how far they go. I had to go, you know, I had to go here and there. I just took God with me and pray for a safe trip. I feel important because I have to stay strong for, you know, my sons. Even though they're incarcerated, they probably chose the wrong thing to do or whatever, but I'm still proud of them, you know, as their mother. And I just have to be strong and continue to just ask God to give me strength because it's hard. The day that I found out that my son was going to be incarcerated for a long period of time, it was just really a dream. And I was really crushed because I couldn't believe it. It just was, still can't believe it, but I just asked God to give me strength every day, you know, and to bring him home one day. It was really, really sad, and it just crushed me, and I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to give up, but I just didn't want to just do nothing. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to. I still talk to people, and I never cried because I cried in the inside because I didn't want people to look at me different, which it didn't matter, but I just felt some type of way. But now, as the years went by, I learned how to just deal with it.
Hey, my name is Franklin, and my experience for volunteering with the Showcase Group has been really grateful. It's been amazing. So I'm an interior designer, landscape designer, art director. So what I have learned is that I have to put my skills. Volunteering means that I'm just going to heal the system with healthy spaces and just motivate those feelings and emotion and nurture those emotions into the system. So my creative process goes through healing and creating a different environment that is not the structure that they're used to seeing as a matter of space. So I have two projects with Showcase Group that I really love to work with. One of them is the facilities for the Showcase Group home, in which one I had to implement all the new trends, you know, go and understand what like teenagers actually would like to have as a home when the homes they knew were kind of broke for their mindset. So I was trying to take off that picture and create a new picture and say like, yeah, this is your space, we got all what you want, but we're also trying to reinforce activities like structure, discipline, being clean, calm down, let's work. So all that has to be in the middle of a cool environment because we were trying to get away from the home that will be very traditional for some people, but we're trying to set a new scene for them.
Everybody, my name is Sergio Sanders. I am the empowerment coach for Showcase Group. So as an empowerment coach for Showcase Group, we have 5 modules and we teach social emotional intelligence. And so we have 5 weeks of different modules that we go through. So there's self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So with all that combined, we have social emotional intelligence. And so we go through each one every week. I give them tools, or we go through different scenarios, activities. They teach me, I teach them, you know, so I actually like allow them to kind of guide the class because that helps me to ask different questions so I can give them what they actually need. So it's amazing. That's a great question. Well, I'm from East Oakland, California, and I know how it is living, you know, in the hood, living with, you know, in and out dad and in and out mom. So it's a lot of situations that they go through. So I want to give them what they didn't have, which is a strong mentor, someone that looks like them, and someone that knows what they're going through. So I relate to them very well, and we connect on a certain level to where they feel heard, and I feel like they're hearing me. And so it's like a mutual exchange. It's like each one teach one. So hopefully the tools that I'm giving them, they're going to pass it along and they can become successful. Imagine yourself being a kid and needing some assistance or needing some mentorship. You know, what would you like to see? What would you like to have? I said, well, you know what? You're in a place right now to be able to teach those kids so that they can have a better future, because later on they're going to be our next leaders. So it's very, very important for you to each one teach one. And so I asked them to even come out and volunteer for a couple of days, see how the kids react to you, see the feedback that you do get, because it's very rewarding. And so I think once they have a day or two with us or a couple of hours, I think naturally they're going to want to even be part of Showcase Group, and it can be amazing on both ends like it is for me.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Montez Diamond. My position with the Showcase Group is that I serve in the capacity of Program Manager of the SWAG Initiative, which stands for Sustaining with Advocacy Groups. I'm passionate about helping at-risk youth because I believe in what the actual initiative, SWAG Initiative, provides for those youth. It provides them the opportunity to reduce recidivism, which means that it helps them to make the appropriate decisions so that they don't return to incarceration, as well as helps to bridge the gap between them and services as well as resource providers to make adequate transitions back into their various beloved communities. Showcase Group is definitely life-affirming, particularly as it pertains to me. You can never judge a book by its cover. I'm one of those youth that could have potentially have been incarcerated. At the age of 15, I was shown grace and mercy because I was falsely accused of something and I had to come before a judge. And had that not happened, my voice would have been muted, and I always told myself that I would return back to those various experiences in order to be able to serve the various populations that I could have potentially been a part of. It's important for youth advocates to get involved because there's nothing greater than being able to have a familiar face that's close in age and understanding to the youth that are involved in the actual initiative. You have to be able to build rapport with people that get it. They get the work, and they also are not too far removed. Therefore, they also help to close that chasm and deal specifically with the intergenerational gaps that occur as it pertains to communication and being able to relate to one another, particularly youth.
I'm John Kennebrew, founder and executive director of the Showcase Group, and on behalf of our team and the board of directors, welcome to the Showcase Awards. Today, I'll be co-hosting with Maria Azzurri, who plays a major role in shaping the strategies and the operations for the Showcase Group. Now, this is not our usual Showcase Awards, but it was so important for us to highlight the tribes that make up our village through our SWAG initiative. SWAG being Sustainability with Advocacy Groups. We have fraternities and sororities, churches, clubs, companies, schools, individuals just like you forming their own tribes and training with Showcase Group to become youth advocates. The opportunity for you to pour into a youth is right here today. And you can do that from anywhere in the country. These are very unique times, and we are presenting a very unique opportunity. Showcase Group's mission is to strengthen the families and communities of at-risk or justice-involved youth. And for the past 5 years, we've been able to come together and celebrate what we've been able to accomplish, and also recognize our community partners that are in the fight with us.
Showcase Group's programs are changing the trajectory of youth who have been formerly detained. We apply social and emotional skill building, something you think you naturally learn growing up. However, self-awareness, social skills, motivation, empathy, and self-management are all things that have to be practiced day in and day out. And this has to be paired with healthy relationships and reproductive health education. Once our youth begin learning these core skills, we pair them with trained youth advocates who have a passion for care management, otherwise known as building a village. We do this by guiding youth on 4 key pathways that highlight overall well-being. We help stabilize residential options, get our youth prepared for employment, and complete their high school education. Make no mistake about it, Showcase Group's program is disrupting the juvenile incarceration system in Georgia. But before we really get into highlighting our methods, our youth, and the impact, please welcome Showcase Group board member, Dale Bennett.
Showcase Group has been having an incredible year, deepening inroads, strengthening partnerships, and increasing the support we're receiving from all philanthropic centers. We want to kick off the celebration by acknowledging the vision that we are disrupting the school to prison pipeline. Of the youth who complete our program, 96% of them have stayed in the community without returning to detention. And that's why we're seeing such an increase throughout this year of support coming in from donors, grant makers, and corporate sponsorships. We're seeing support of our model grow because we need more resources to do this work so that more youth can stay in their communities to prevent them from getting incarcerated to begin with. Today, you are going to see stories that inspire you, remind you of the power of resilience, the power of support, and the power of having an advocate as a cheerleader by your side. We will highlight and honor 4 special individuals that are doing incredible work that help shape our ecosystem, our village. On behalf of the Showcase Group Board of Directors and our Showcase Group Village, welcome to the 2020 Showcase Awards, Our Tribes, Our Village.
The experience of working in a detention center is very unique. I have an opportunity to come into a community where most of the kids have either similar situations or they have different scenarios and situations. The environment can be somewhat structured, primarily because you're dealing with kids that have some criminality history. There are opportunities for different things to happen, like dangerous situations. There's also components that allow the kids to grow and develop while they're being detained. We have children with all types of diagnoses, from PTSD to depression to behavioral and conduct disorders. The primary diagnosis that we usually see in these environments are youth that have a lot of PTSD and a lot of conduct disorder issues, and also kids that have a lot of cognitive problems like ADHD and mood regulation disorders. I had one youth who was in a very abusive environment as a child, and the youth had created a lot of defense mechanisms to help him deal with the stressors and the historical context of his history related to being abused. So he would express his behavior through angry fits, temper tantrums, having trust issues, things of that nature. Well, you have to keep in mind that these kids are youth, they're children. So a lot of times they need a voice to speak for them. As advocates, a lot of times the advocates have the ability to explore and research things that the youth may not be able to have access to. They're able to connect with other adults and other community partners and relationships that they can build that may not be sustainable as a youth being able to connect in the community. So that's very important.
What interests Jesse Parker Williams in supporting and partnering with the Showcase Group was the ability to really help infuse mental health and well-being at a time in youth's life when they're transitioning and there's a sense of hope and the need for mentors to be able to partner with them after those services are rendered to show them and guide them through that transition. And it's obvious that the success of the program was helping meet the individual's needs in addressing what their desires and hopes were after probably a pretty traumatic time for them. And we know that if there are individuals or mentors of any walk of life who are supporting a child through rough spots, that they can succeed and build a vision for their lives that are much more than they could otherwise. And so I think with those two roles in their lives and the services that are provided by Showcase really help to impact positively those individuals' lives.
Mentorship is huge. It's a big part of my life. I was a young person who made some bad decisions, ended up in jail at the age of 17. And what got me through that situation was a mentor. A person who came up to the jail, brought me my work, kept motivating me, helped me transition and go to college. And now I'm running Big Brothers Big Sisters, helping other young people have mentors in their life. I learned early in my career, which I tell everyone, relationships change people, not programs. Relationships change people, not programs, and that's what mentorship is all about. It can help a young person be guided through their life in real time, which is super important. It's not a curriculum, it's not a program that you got to do these different steps. Mentorship is there for a young person throughout their life, regardless of what hurdle comes in front of them, and helps them navigate and get out of high school, which is my overall goal, is to help as many young people get out of high school. If you can get out of high school, that is your best shot. That is not the end all. By no reason, that is not the end all. College, career, military, what have you, are all great options. But if you look at all the data, if you can get out of high school, that's your best shot. Yes, mentorship is directly tied to wellness. Too often young people are born into zip codes or into families they had no choice. It's what they were brought up in, where they were born, and there are a number of hurdles in front of them. And a mentor can come in and help them through different activities, resources, just help them with overall wellness. Young people, I think what's most important is what I call hope. And hope is created through mentorship. Without hope, you can't accomplish anything. And I've just seen so many times a mentor, through their approach, create hope in a young person, which enables them to achieve against the odds, against things most people would not survive. But that hope is what comes through mentorship.
We all know that wellness is a key aspect in our lives that keeps everything flowing. Everything else moves when we're well. When we're not well, things tend to slow down. So our main pillar, our main element of our programming at Showcase Group is wellness. We center wellness, from which then education, residential, and employment supports come. But first and fundamentally, we have to start with wellness and getting our youth in a place where they're feeling better about themselves in the community in which they're in. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Greater Atlanta has a very long history and record of really centering wellness in kids' lives by providing them with incredible mentors and youth advocates that help expand and increase just that, wellness. Youth well-being is integral to disrupting the school-to-prison pipeline. Kwame Johnson and his team at the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Greater Atlanta exemplify wellness and well-being. So they can think of wellness as learning and staying on a pathway that keeps growing our concept of wellness for the long haul. So Big Brothers Big Sisters of Greater Atlanta has been doing that for decades.
So I'd like to thank the Showcase Group. I'd like to do a special thanks to John and all the work that he's doing for this award. Saw what John was doing on social media, but never had a chance to really connect with him in this way. And this is my passion, to help young people avoid the criminal justice system. And this is exactly the work that the Showcase Group is doing. So this award means much more than any other award that I've received, because this is right in line with what I've dedicated my life to do. And I'm honored to have this award.
Well, I wanted to have an impact on my community, and working with young people has always been my niche. And I started working with an organization that was working with kids on the weekend. Those particular kids were part of a residential program that I was totally unaware of, and I decided to invest in working with our young people in the DeKalb County community. And I purchased a home, renovated home. Home was licensed, and I brought my first young man into our program, Positive Growth, 1998, January 6th. Not excluding them, no matter what takes place, making them feel like they're part of the process so they can take that responsibility to be the guardian that they need to be. You're never saying to them that they lack parenting skills or they don't know what they're doing, but encouraging them to be a participant in that so that their home environment can be just like the home environment that you're demonstrating for that young person.
Congratulations, Joseph Arnold, our 2020 Showcase Award honoree for excellence in residential care. You know, nothing is more fundamental to our well-being as human beings as home, as having home. And that is exactly what you and Positive Growth provide for adolescents in Atlanta. For adolescents that aren't quite ready to be on their own. And you give them a home, you give them a place to be, and a place to become what they're supposed to be. Thank you for all that you do for Atlanta's youth and for being part of our village and our tribe. Congratulations.
On behalf of Positive Growth, Inc., our board of directors, our staff, our community, and the young people that we work with, so I'd like to thank Showcase and Mr. John Kennebrew and their board and all the individuals that work on behalf of Showcase to make a difference in the lives of our young people. So thank you very much. I'm very appreciative.
We need your help throughout the show. We need you to hashtag move the message by going on your Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to let us know how you will hashtag move the message regarding the work Showcase Group is doing.
Now, it's finally happened. They have decided to build MARTA trains straight into Gwinnett County. So you know what this means. We are finally taking black crime to Gwinnett County. How else were we supposed to get up there beforehand? With our cars? Listen, a MARTA train has never been pulled over. That's all I'm saying. Now, the president says that the suburbs are in danger of being destroyed. So that means we gotta hurry up and rob them fast before they're gone. What is it, Ricky?
Can we stop at Waffle House beforehand?
Ricky, we don't have time, man.
We never have time.
Ricky, I just said there's a dark, menacing force out there looking to make the suburbs vanish.
Oh, my bad, man.
It's all right. All right, so here's how it's gonna go. Ricky, you're bringing the guns. Leon, you're bringing the knives. Ronnie, you're bringing Malcolm Gladwell's The Tipping Point, mainly because it's the next book in our book club, but also because we all know the greatest weapon is the written word. Now we're gonna meet at 5 Points MARTA Station, hop on the Gold Line northbound headed towards Doraville Station. That's gonna take us all the way to the new Gwinnett County MARTA Station. Yeah, Ricky, what's up?
What if you guys do the robbery and I go get the Waffle House? Now I'll get you extra, it's my treat.
Ricky, man, we need you here. Listen.
You need me?
Yeah, man. Yes, of course.
You guys need?
Without you, we don't have any guns. Without you, we're far less violent. Careful, man. Now, once we show up at the new Gwinnett County MARTA Station, we're still gonna be 6 miles away from the house that we wanna rob. Now, 6 is the devil's number, so instead we're gonna hop on the 20 bus. It's gonna take us 7 miles away. That's good luck. Now, once we arrive at the house, we gotta remember, a lot of work and school is virtual these days, so we gotta set up a distraction to draw them outside. So Ronnie is gonna perform a one-person adaptation of season 4 of Friends.
So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
Yo, man, you got talent. Now, once we're inside, we only have time to go after the good stuff. I'm talking about their UGA hats, all right? And their Encyclopedia Britannica collections. But if we have a little extra time, we're also gonna swipe all of their essential oils, specifically Young Living brand. We're gonna change their Wi-Fi password to Black Lives Matter. We're gonna log on to their premium Spotify account and listen to my favorite DMX song, the one where he goes like, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, up in here. It's a genius song because when you examine the punctuation further, it goes up in here, question mark, dot, 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 up in here, period. Which means that in the ellipses, DMX realizes that it is in fact here that he's supposed to lose in mind, which of course begs the question, how can someone be so self-aware and yet also lose his mind? Well, I argue that DMX is actually instead drawing a distinction between the ego and the self, and he's saying that we can only discard the ego. Once we do that, we reach a higher plane of self. That higher plane, what is it, Ricky?
Are you avoiding Waffle House because you prefer IHOP?
I hate IHOP. They put pancake batter in their omelets. What is wrong with them? Now, before we go, we want to make sure that the suburbs don't disappear. So we're going to take one of the UGA hats, we're going to bury it in the ground, water it with essential oils, and then hopefully in 6 months, a McMansion will grow in its place. Ricky, are you making Waffle House?
Uh-huh.
The types of students that I see that enter into the Department of Juvenile Justice school system varies. We have students that are interested in learning. We have students that are trying to find their way. We have students that are depending on the staff to help them grow personally and professionally. We have students that come from various backgrounds, whether it's a single parent household, two-parent household, whether the grandparents are raising them or the aunties or a close family member. With all of that being said, the students all have one thing in common, is that they want to be forgiven for some of the situations that they've gotten themselves into. And if we could just find a way to get the community to surround these youth and support them in that endeavor of being forgiven, then we can shape them accordingly via education. Showcase Group has been a godsend. And I say that because the youth are very engaged with the activities that Showcase Group has brought to the table. When they say, what can you bring to the table? Showcase Group is the table. That partnership has been so inspiring and so inspirational that the youth ask for Showcase Group by name. And so that lets me know that particular partnership is making an impact on the kids, even the ones that have not participated in the programs and the ones that have been in our program left, and they're calling back saying what Showcase Group has done for them. So with the Connections Graduate Program and the Showcase Group, I say that we are the bridge for those youth getting from point A to point B.
There are nearly 2,000 kids currently incarcerated in the state of Georgia. 50,000 kids locked up nationwide for non-violent offenses. When a kid goes into a juvenile detention center as young as 12 years old, they enter a series of barbed wire fences and high security doors. The kid gets a cell and they're told to stay quiet and behave and do their time. Then they get out and they're told never to come back again. But the truth is, these kids come back. In fact, over 50% of these kids will come back to a detention center in less than 2 years. And this is because they're given limited support to prepare them for what's going to happen once they return to the environments that they came from. The Showcase Group provides intervention services inside and outside of the juvenile detention centers. We want to make sure that these kids are prepared with the skills and the tools and the social and emotional intelligence that they need to succeed. We introduce a number of culturally relevant programs that help incarcerated youth understand their emotions and their reactions and how to manage their behavior in tough situations. Many of our youth, they learn about STEM careers for the first time going through our programming. Our goal is to make certain that our youth leave these detention centers mentally prepared to make the best choices so they never face incarceration again.
Hi to all of our amazing sponsors and supporters. I'm Tanisha Watkins, a volunteer with Showcase Group. I wanted to see if you could help us get more swag in our bags. This is our swag bag. And I want you to note that we can extend it into a duffel bag. We have our first outfit. Each bag is packed with t-shirts and underwear. We also have toiletries. Sponsors, we could really use your support with getting more toiletries in our swag bags. Let's pack it with a little more. Each bag is packed with some school supplies, a tablet, and a cell phone. This is what we can really use your support with. Help us pack our swag bags. And let's not forget about the charger port.
My name is Mamie Harper, founder of Carrie's Closet, and what we do is simple. We clothe and impact the lives of Georgia's most vulnerable and at-risk children through advocacy and direct service. We work with children in domestic shelters. We work with those youth that are identified as refugee or displaced, our LGBTQA youth, homeless youth, and then our last youth will be the youth in detention centers. So that is what we do. We also are working on the advocacy portion, which our main push right now is to establish a Georgia Foster Child Bill of Rights, which will provide safeguards for children in care while they are seeking a safe space while away from home. So that's what we do.
What I got? Swag. What he got? Swag. What she got? Swag. What we got? Swag. I got bag. I got swag. What I got? Swag. What he got? Swag. What she got? Swag. What we got? Swag. I got bag. I got swag. Colorways compliment my skin, and the charge for it come within. Share the fun with all your kin. Can't lose, let's back this win. For the youth, if you like bad habits, get that's drip, that's fabric. Take two, get phone, get tablet. Pull through, get back in action. Your friend got it, now your man got it. Little homie, I know that you wanted it too. Trippin', you know you can rock it. The hater can't knock it, slide back, and your options is through. They gonna call you drip faucet the day that you cop it, but you know the bag waterproof. Comfort from top straight to bottom, but this swag ain't bottom. Showcase group is raising the roof, raising the price with the kings and queens. We in the bag, and we reign supreme. I got the swag, me. Who got the swag? We. What I got? Swag. What he got? Swag. What she got? Swag. What we got? Swag. I got bag. I got swag. What I got? Swag. What he got? Swag. What she got? Swag. What we got? Swag. I got bag. I got swag.
I was a person with motives, try keeping my focus, but everything changed up. People concerned that I never learned and just wasn't keeping the same trust. Landed in trouble, kept making it double. I busted the bubble I needed to. It was a process with some topics and a vision for me to move. Here were the 5 things I'd bring into all of my change. First was self-awareness, and that's not as hard to maintain. I had to harness my pain and calmly work through these things. Second is the self-management. It's like one with a little more handling to understanding yourself and progressing your health. Third is social awareness. Compassion helps tend to careness, and aids with what we call fairness. Fourth is for those relationships to build with groups on the patient tip. You're almost done, yo. Wait for this. And fifth is the decision making. When thinking through is just a statement. What choices aid to your amazement, and you completed all the basics. Then you receive what we believe a testament to your swag, and that's when enters that bag. Then you decide who to tag.
What I got? Swag. What he got? Swag. What she got? Swag. What we got? Swag. I got bag. I got swag. What I got? Swag. What he got? Swag. What she got? Swag. What we got? Swag. I got bag. I got swag.
Cali on the beat and I got that swag. No need for the games cause I'm always tagged. I wanna brag, it's things in my bag that'll make me successful. Our riches, no rags. Showcase group is the best. Swagging out with my bag, never settle for less. Support on 100, we pass the test. Get out of the system and no more stress. What you doing outside of the center? You made bad choices, still be a winner. Invest in yourself, just work in your inner. You want something more, be greater, go bigger. Gotta motivate yourself, be an advocate for changing your mental health. When you get your bag, you have instant wealth. Swag bags going up, no room on the shelf. Your life's just begun. Time to pack up, move up, you're done. Your greatness comes second to none. If you want your swag, just hit up John. What I got? Swag. What he got? Swag. What she got? Swag. What we got? Swag. I got swag. He got swag. She got swag. We lit. It's time to pass the torch, swag tag, you it.
Education is the stepping stone that allows us to grow, regardless of the circumstances. Education is key to being stable, to being a part of something bigger, to being on that growth trajectory that we always talk about. So this year, we're highlighting an incredible community partner, Headmaster David Price and his team at the Basics Knowledge Academy. At Showcase Group, we focus on getting our youth into a pathway of education that makes sense and is right for them where they are. And Headmaster Price allows us and the youth the flexibility to truly meet youth where they are so that they can continue to grow and have access to opportunity regardless of what's happened in the past.
For 23 years, Basics Knowledge Academy has been focused on the student who we call the non-traditional student. The non-traditional student fits into a realm of different categories. It could be a student who are behind in their current credits in school. They might have dropped out of high school. They might have been expelled from school. They might not fit into just a traditional classroom. So we have always opened up an opportunity to meet the type of student that really the public school may not be able to graduate. The biggest challenge that youth in re-entry would face in terms of education would be some gaps that they have experienced. Many times they have transitioned from school to population to population, and we as the United States, all of our curriculum do not coincide at different times. So different times they may have been incarcerated, they have achieved gaps, so trying to bring them back into the traditional setting of classes or the state requirements sometimes can present challenges. One of the things that over the years we often tell the story, it involves a ring in the mud. And we many times equate our students to rings in mud. Many times a student can be overburdened with life. So students who have had that, we say mud has been placed on them. And our job as an educational institution is to look at the whole child, to bring the whole child out, polish that whole child, and to then send him back out to the real world polished and ready to shine.
This school really like the easiest, breeziest school like you could ever be in. Like they work with you. Like, they ain't gonna sit up there and let you feel, and then like everything was just easy. Especially waking up in the morning and the time to eat, like fit everything into my schedule. I appreciate about most Master Price is that he gave me a chance. He didn't judge me or nothing. He gave me a chance to get my life better. You feel me? Especially the age I started. You feel me? Now. You feel me? He got me up through there. After I graduated Basic Knowledge Academy, I went to Georgia Piedmont Technical College for recording arts. Now I'm doing recording arts at Georgia Piedmont Technical College, and basically I'm trying to stay in the music lane with my life.
The hands-on experience that they have. With me coming in on the short-term notice, and I came in with the hands-on experience, the knowledge that they gave me, and also the helping hand to reach out with me to help to take that extra step in life with college and also with job-wise. So me personally think Basic Knowledge Academy can help not just me, a lot of other people that need that hands-on experience and that extra stuff in life. Well, growing up, I was very all over the place. Basically helped me to get organized. He was always telling me that my head was always everywhere. He helped me to get organized with my life and also with my studies. I was always wanted to get more money. Hey, I just need money, I need money. But he also told me that would come a great mind, would come great responsibilities. And knowing that the process that the transition I was making to be a man at the time, he was telling me that my ways of learning and taking what you learn and taking it to the world helped me on the narrow, because I was a young man that I couldn't stay focused. For some reason, I couldn't stay focused. I always wanted to know what's better for me, what's next. And he always tells me to be patient. Patience is the key to success, and we always rush what's going on in life. So.
We're extremely excited to partner with the great work Showcase Group is doing within our community. Again, thank you.
My experience with the youth in detention centers have been quite amazing. The youth, I love the youth. I love humankind, but especially youth and senior citizens or the elderly.
Atlanta.
They need an ear. They need a shoulder. They need someone to listen to them and to who they are, who they think they are, who they feel they are. And that's why I'm there.
Working with Showcase has been really rewarding for me. I feel that mentorship is very important, and I have a lot of knowledge to share, and I wanted to share it with Showcase, and that allowed me to go in and teach a little bit of resiliency as well as suicide prevention for them. So it's been very rewarding for myself. So the youth has either had a lack of mentorship or whatever it was that drove them to that, or just made a bad decision, and they need to be put on the right path. I think everybody has made a bad decision at some point in their life or took a wrong turn, and a little bit of help sets them on the right path and keeps them straight.
Hello everybody, my name is Austin Negron. I'm a senior at BU studying computer engineering. I think it's very important to be a youth advocate because ultimately the youth is the future of our country, and I think it's very important that we take care of them and make sure that they're on the right path in order to build a better tomorrow.
Hey everybody, my name is Kevin Kisumbing, recently graduated from Tufts with a degree in economics. I think it's important to be a youth advocate because, man, growing up, I wish I had somebody to talk to about some of the tough things about life, and through this group, you're able to do that for children who need your help. So I think it's very important to be a youth advocate.
My name is Will Rawlings. I'm a senior at Boston University in the business school. It's important for me to be a youth advocate because I think that everyone deserves someone that they can confide in about things that they're struggling with, because that's what really helps you, move forward every day and get on the right path.
key aspect in our lives. This year, we really wanted to highlight and showcase an incredible woman. Nancy Flake Johnson has been dedicated to employment and to getting people on a pathway of employment, particularly people of color and men, for a very long time. We have some incredible partners that work with us, with our youth, that help get them those skills and that on-the-ground experience that we need. We are so thankful for our partners at Subway, at Starbucks, at King of Pops, for giving youth the opportunity to grow and learn in a comfortable environment where they're supported, where they can gain friends and they can gain new relationships that really bring the world of work together for them.
So in the wake of COVID, actually, Urban League has always been in the space of helping people to increase their household income, to build assets, make sure that their housing is stable. We're just doing that same work on steroids because the number of families that need those services has just quadrupled. And so we added to that as part of COVID. We're really blessed with a number of partners coming to us, offering us the opportunity to have financial emergency assistance available for families. Urban League is really working two ways to disrupt this pathway to prison. First, we want to keep young people and adults out of the system. And so we know to do that, we help them connect with their talents, with their purpose, their passion, and plug in to the high demand, high paying career pathways that our region offers. When young people and adults have the ability and the skills and the credentials and access to opportunity, they take the awesome path to enrich their lives and avoid that pathway to prison altogether. The other key components of the program are that we support with access to housing. We also support with building financial empowerment skills, how to budget, how to manage their money, how to build their credit score and maintain it, and then acquire assets, home ownership. Urban League, this is our mission. It is our goal. So this is how we're disrupting the pathway to prison for our community.
Congratulations, Nancy Flake Johnson, our 2020 Showcase Award honoree for excellence in employment through your work at the Urban League of Greater Atlanta. By providing resources and opportunities to employment in Atlanta, you become part of our village and our tribe in helping keep youth and young people on a sustainable path to growth. Thank you so much for all of the work that you and your colleagues at the Urban League of Greater Atlanta provide every day to help stabilize and strengthen Atlanta's employment workforce.
Wow, thank you so much to John Killebrew and the Showcase Group. We are so excited about the work you are doing and excited about the opportunity to partner in the future. The Urban League's work is done by a team. And so on behalf of all of the Urban League staff, our board of directors, all of our volunteers, our young professionals and guilders, we thank you for recognizing the work that we are just responsible for doing. Thank you so much again.
You've heard us tell you a lot of different stories from a lot of different perspectives. The youth, the parents, the mothers, the counselors, the volunteers, and the youth advocates. We've talked to you and told you information about the importance of the 4 key pathways that we support youth through wellness, residential support, education, and employment. You've seen us highlight special honorees throughout our village in Atlanta that exemplify the tremendous leadership in each one of these areas. Now we're coming to you, the need that we have and the opportunity for you to get involved.
There are a number of ways that you can be a part of the Showcase Group vision. One is join us in helping us meet our goal of 100 swag bags connected to 100 youth and 100 youth advocates. Also, you can donate to our organization just this one time, or you can sign up for our monthly giving. We also need your support to train and volunteer with us as a youth advocate. Special thanks to the volunteers who spend so much of their time and energy invested in the at-risk youth that we serve. And also to our youth, thank you for entrusting us, Showcase Group, to be a part of your life and enrich you with the skills necessary for the pathway of success. I'm John Kennebrew, founder and executive director of the Showcase Group. And on behalf of myself and Maria Zuri, thank you, and we'll see you next year at the Showcase Awards.
Cut.
All right.
Roll.
B-roll. And I was gonna say it's
B-roll,
B-roll before.